Hi, everyone. How are you today? Happy Tuesday to you all. I'm Celia. I'm family empowerment coach and your host. And today we're talking about being in control, what you can do to help yourself stay in control. Because what happens often is that we react, we get irritable, we get frustrated, and all of those feelings are things that happen over things that we have no control over. So that's what we're talking about today. Welcome to my broadcast. And if you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know who you are. If you let StreamYard know who you are, then I will see as your comment comes up your name, and I can address you nicely with your name. And you can also put your name in the comments. If you're on the replay, #afterparty, feel free to comment as well. So, the first thing I want you guys to think about is what sets you off? What stresses you out? What worries you? Write down a few of these things while we're talking. And if you want to put them in the comments, put them in the comments. Because often what is stressing us out and worrying us are things that either one are out of our control or things that are in our control, but we don't know how to change it. And that often is an issue with parenting. Because very often with parents, we wind up flying by the seat of our pants, or we wind up just merely responding, reacting without thought, and really just kind of having to say, do, or act in a way that's responsive to someone else's feelings, someone else's reactions. Someone yells at us, we yell back. Our kids get all mad and they're stomping around and they're being all aggravated, and we respond in the same way. And we all know what happens during a screaming match. People are screaming and yelling, and nothing results. Nothing comes from it. Your children are feeding off of your energy. And if your energy is one of screaming, yelling, aggression, loss of control, that's how they're responding. That's what they're hearing and doing because they're learning how to regulate their emotions from you. So, what are things we're in control of? Honestly, what we're in control of is us, our emotions, how we respond to any given situation, our actions, what choices we make. Often we want to blame others. Your children may want to blame others, but is it really someone else's fault? Or is it your fault or their fault for the choices they made or the choices you made? It's very easy to blame. It's not so easy to take responsibility. But we absolutely want our children to take responsibility, and we teach them responsibility by talking with them and letting them understand that their decisions affect everything. Choice is always a choice. Even when you think you're not making a choice, that's choice. It's a choice not to make a choice. There are many things that go on in this world right now that where parents feel like, well, I'm not going to make a choice on what gender I consider my children, or I'm not going to make a choice on raising them under one religion or another religion, or I'm not going to make a choice on what kind of school they go to. Instead, I'm just going to teach them at home. It's all still a choice. Not making a choice is a choice. So these are things we want to help teach our children. How do we help teach them to take responsibility and be in control of their actions is by role modeling that. That's one way. Another way is giving them responsibility. So when things are negotiable, offering them a choice, giving them the opportunity to say, "Hey, I'm playing right now. Can I take a bath in 2 minutes or 4 minutes?" Giving them that choice option. And then when they choose, helping them to take responsibility for the choice that they decided on. Thank you for that comment of "I'm such a great teacher for our nation." Thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind. Is that UCL? Who is that? I don't know who it is. When we give our children choices and we allow them to take responsibility for the choice, that means if they say, "I'm going to be done with this show in 4 minutes and then I'll go do my homework," then in 4 minutes, love you, CL, then in 4 minutes, it becomes their responsibility to stop what they're watching and start their homework. If we set a timer to help them remember when 4 minutes is, and we take that timer and move into another room where they can't hear the timer, you then eliminate the opportunity for them to take responsibility for what they said. For them to learn that their word is golden, that if they say something, they are gonna do it, that they become a person of integrity. When I say I'm going to do something, I follow through. Other examples is how you are in your life. Are you a person of integrity? Do you take responsibility for your decisions and your choices and your actions? Do you live by a set of core values? Is one of your core values honesty? So do you lie? Do you ask your children to lie for you? Things we are in control of is us. Is deciding, you know what? Here are my core values, and this is how I've decided to live my life. Can I reflect my values on someone else? Yes, you can, by being that person of value, by having those character traits. You can help someone else see that. But can you make that decision for them? No. For instance, it's like when you have 2 homes and you're in a divorce situation. And very often, we want the other parent to be in to be aligned with our mission for our kids, our values for our kids. We want them to also do the work that we're doing, and we get aggravated if they don't. Because the fact of the matter is your concern and your control is over your home. You have no control what happens there. You could have a conversation with your ex, and they could be like, "Oh, yes, yes, I'm definitely putting this in place. I'm definitely putting this in place." They hang up the phone, they close their door. You have no control. So focus on your home. Focus on what you are trying to teach and encourage your kids to do and to be. Don't worry about that other home because you have no control over it. I've been successfully parenting a blended family now for 27 years. In 27 years, you realize you have control over what you teach your children, what you offer your children, and no control over that parent that does not live with you. You have to instill the seeds in your kids that teach them responsibility, that help them to learn to stop making excuses, stop blaming, put the responsibility on themselves. Kids will often do schoolwork and they didn't do such a great job, and they're like, "Well, it's my teacher's fault, blah, blah, blah," or "It's my friend's fault." They were distracting me. Then you figure out a situation so that you're not distracted. If you're concerned about something or you need to learn something differently or you need it taught to you so way you understand it, it's your responsibility to go to that teacher and ask for help. Blaming gets you nowhere. And in fact, it doesn't just get you nowhere, it gets you stuck right where you are. Encourage your kids to fail and to make mistakes because failure happens outside of your comfort zone. Failure's a great thing. Failure's part of the road to success. Without it, we don't succeed. If we're always afraid of failure, we will never move forward. Talk about, so what'd you guys fail at today? Our dinner conversation tonight is everybody name one thing that didn't go so right for you. Talk about it, laugh about it, discuss it, and see what's to be learned from it. That's how you teach children and yourself to understand that the control lies within them. It's an inside job. You're the only one that can control what you do, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you put yourself out there in the world. Discuss it with your kids. Be a role model for your kids. Don't get mad at them when they make a mistake. It's part of life. It makes us human. God gave us a brain to use, not to be carbon copies of a million other people. If that would be the case, he would have made us a robot instead of a human. Celebrate differences, learn about each other. Don't get mad, don't prejudge, don't criticize, don't ridicule, learn. Your best friend is out there. You just haven't met him yet. Or maybe you met him and you chose to judge them. Let's start creating a world where we are excited to meet new people with new ideas, with ideas that don't necessarily agree with ours, from different nations and different cultures, different backgrounds. Ask questions. They're the gateway to communication and conversation. And then be a good listener. That's how you control yourself. That's how you bring yourself out and present yourself to the world as someone who is open for new ideas and open to listen to someone else who may just know something that we don't know yet. We don't know what we don't know. It's my mission to stop a million people from yelling at their kids because yelling is criticizing, it's judging, it's ridiculing, it's damaging, really damaging. I also started the International Day of Calm so that we could create a world where people were accepting. They were curious about other people. They learned that, you know what, if we disagree, hey, that's okay. That means we're using our own mind. And by the way, if you disagree with me, can you tell me why? Because I bet you have really valid points to your side of the discussion. And those valid points may decide, you know what? Maybe that is a good idea. I hadn't thought of that before. Talk, communicate, share, listen, question. All of those things give you control over your world and help you to understand and share and have a little more understanding of the world you don't control. You have to find out. You know, I always think being a person of Jewish faith, I always think I could sit down with a Klans member, someone of the KKK, thank you, Anapan, and say to that person, "So I understand you're not happy with the Jewish religion or with people of the Black race. Can you share with me something about your family? Let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about what you want for your children." And I'd be willing to bet in that conversation, we would find things that are similar to both of us, that are connectors, that are things that we go, "Oh, I didn't know that about you." I agree. There was someone, a gentleman, and I'm sorry I don't know his name, and he was Black, and he decided to infiltrate the Klan. And do you know that miracle man, that superhero, managed to switch the way of thinking of like 200 Klans members. Why? Because he simply sat down and had a discussion. He talked to them like humans do. He took away the labels and he created humanity. He took two people who would have normally not seen eye to eye and started talking about what's similar. Because as humans, we have so much more similarities than we do differences. So much more. And that's what he took the time to help these people understand. And I believe, and I may not be totally accurate, all 200, he had 200 people leave because he changed their way of thinking. He made them see that, you know what? Even though we come from different races, cultures, religions, environments, different physical and cognitive abilities and skills, we're basically all the same inside. And we're different because being different is kind of wonderful. My book I have for kids, Being Different is Fun. It is fun. Be open to knowledge. Be open to learning more. Be open to what makes someone else tick. Because that person might just wind up to be your best friend. And if you agree with me, if you're on this broadcast, share it out. Share it out so other people can also have a bigger vision, take control of themselves, realize it's up to me. It just takes one person to share with another person, and then that person share. And before you know, the whole world is feeling better about themselves and each other. That's my thoughts behind the International Day of Calm. And if you want to check out more about the Day of Calm, go to dayofcalm.org, dayofcalm.org, and check it out. Make the pledge. Whoops. Take the pledge to be calm. Take the pledge to be a person that's welcoming, that's anxious and happy to meet other people and talk to other people. Decide on this day, I'm not judging, I'm not criticizing, I'm not ridiculing. This is a day where we open our hearts. And not only do we open our hearts, we give permission to others to open their hearts. This is the day we personally shine and give permission to others to also shine. We're going to spend a week helping you at the Day of Calm Summit to learn all kinds of new techniques about your spiritual life, your financial life, your professional life, your personal life, your family life, all of that, so that you can just feel great about yourself. That's what being calm is. Being calm is not necessarily sitting on a mountaintop looking at the water, although that's calming. Being calm is feeling good about all areas of your life and feeling at peace and feeling in control. and stopping the stress and the chaos. April 5th, 2023 is the Day of Calm. That week will be our summit. Go to thedayofcalm.org. Support us. You can support us with $1. Read about this wonderful school that we support in Uganda. This school that was brought together by great men, a great man, and his people that he works with to bring children who are in orphanages, suffering from AIDS, who are deserted by parents, who also support girls who are normally being sold and traded, and giving them a home in this school, the primary school of Uganda. There are 450 kids in that school making a better life that we support. And that the Day of Calm is bringing their peace and happiness to them. Your support supports them. In addition, your support supports our ability to keep spreading the word. Speakers from around the world will be sharing help and advice to you at no charge to you. But we appreciate your continued support. It can be as little as $1. It can be as much as you want. Look under sponsorships, individual, professional, business, and there are a lot of gifts that we give you to help calm your business, calm your coworkers, give your coworkers understanding that they're in control of them and what they create for your environment, your communities, your churches, your neighborhoods, your family. It's all there for you. And I hope you join us because I really do believe one day of calm can change the world. One person, one day. Let's see what happens. Because if we all join together, the reality will be there. And we will start changing the world because one day of feeling great about yourself can continue to the next day and the next day. Okay, guys, I'm really grateful that you joined me. Go to dayofcalm.org. Pledge that you'll be calm on that day. If you have something you want to share, if you want to start a community project, plant a garden, do something in your neighborhood, submit it, let us know about it. We'll advertise it for you. Donate. Giving Tuesday is in November, but you can give anytime. And we're grateful for it. And if you want a calmer, happier, cooperative, more understanding, accepting world out there, join us. Share this. Let people know about it. Share the Day of Calm. And together, we can change the world. Have a wonderful day. As always, I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. It really is the best medicine. And I'll see you here next time in Pumped Up Parenting, in YouTube, on LinkedIn, and around the web. Bye-bye, everyone.